What's up, guys? So for this video, I really wanted to cover the topic of what's going on with IRS right now in the government. It's crazy because my last video, I was talking about how the whole central banking digital currency movement was being enforced. And yet now we're talking about how the current group here in the U.S., the current political group, I'm just going to leave it at that because I don't get into Democrats and Republicans. All right, so our Democratic Party right now, our current chief and commander, President Biden, what he's doing is, and his movement, his advisors, obviously he's not the one that makes all the decisions. He simply is the face of the decisions of what his key advisors tell him he needs to do. That's going to be favorable, what's going to help the budget, all these key decisions. That's really the game behind this all. So the topic right now is all these trillions of dollars that are coming out that we're creating out of thin air, right? And we got to pay it back, right? So if that's the case, what is going on? How are we going to pay it back? How are we going to pull the money that never existed from the people that need the money and somehow create a balance that never balances, right? So that's what I wanted to cover and get right in. And I'm going to dive in with this Forbes.com. Everybody knows Forbes. Now, I don't like everything that they talk about because sometimes I feel like they are making a situation worse sometimes with some of the stuff they repeat. However, I'm going to read right here. Oh, you guys like my background? So I'm trying to adjust the cameras. I'm not real good at the lighting when it comes to dealing with natural lighting. I don't know anyone that is. When we're playing back and forth with that, I look like I'm probably getting washed out here. So I'm going to have to do some work as far as playing with the lighting on one side because as the sun and the clouds move and so forth, we got to play that game. And you see over here too. So I'm looking at my viewer here, and I can see the difference. And I'm looking over there, and it's crazy. But I wanted to change the scenery a little bit. Anyway, back to what Forbes had to say. So I'm going to quote a section in here and just get right into it. Forbes.com, and it's under the IRS topic. And it says, simply put, the American Families Plan calls for banks and other financial institutions to report more than just a taxpayer's interest earned, capital gains, and losses. Banks and other financial institutions would also be required to report aggregate account outflows and inflows. In other words, the IRS will know about all of your bank accounts, whether your earned income on that account or not, how much is in the account in a given year, and how much was transferred in and out of that account. It is unclear how this would work, but what is clear that is the new reporting obligation will create a massive compliance effort on the part of financial institutions and eliminate a massive blind spot that the IRS is currently enduring. What does that mean, massive blind spot? Let me clarify that for you. So you tell the tax people, IRS, you make this much. They tell you, based on how much you say you're making, you need to pay this much. But they're like, wait a minute, that doesn't look right because our budget says this much and we've given this much. You can't possibly make that much. How can we get around that and make sure we can see how much more money you're making? I can tell you that according to IRS and what is called their IRM, okay, it's their Internal Revenue Manual. The only time that they can go in and get that in depth in your information is section 9.4.61, okay? And basically that statute for their site, I'm gonna call it a statute, but it's their section, is that they can monitor everything, physical, okay, and visual, all right, electric, internet, video, and aerial surveillance of your information and the things that you do. A basic criminal investigation. So now somehow we are criminal in the eyes of what their goal is to try to get an angle on collecting more money back and monitoring how much we make. Essentially, what they're going to do is, if you have an account, $600 and above, and let me back up real quick. Not just any account, okay? Yes, your cryptocurrency account, your business banking account, your checking, your personal, all the money's back and forth. Now, when I get into crypto for a second, let me just think, okay? So you're like, wait a minute, but how could it be crypto? Because that would mean that it would have to be an entity that is involved with the US and the whole policies and everything that's involved. Well, let's think for a second, who's public, recognized in the market here for the US? We got Coinbase, right? They're public. If I'm not mistaken, Robinhood, right? So we got a problem here, because for us that like to trade and move money around and invest, and that capital gains and everything that you're doing there, I'm not saying that we're all trying to hide things here, but this doesn't look good, all right? Because they got too much hands in our pudding, dude. It's not cool, right? So I took some notes on some of the things that I wanted to cover here real quick, because I don't want to spend too much time on this. But it's crazy because we now have to figure out, how are we going to move our money around, man? This is exactly why cryptocurrency exists. This is it. This is the whole reason, right? It's because we don't want some sort of central entity controlling what we do with our money. Why do you think Cuba is looking at Bitcoin? Because they're like, all these sanctions that are against them for whatever is going on and whatever has happened in the past, which is not, it's been some shady business. Okay, we get it, right? But at the end of the day, they got a lot of poor people there, okay? They still got cars from the 50s over there. It's insane, all right? So how do we get around that? Well, let's stop playing with your money and let's start using the global money that has no control, right? We just make money. Well, if Cuba buys enough coins, right, and then pushes those coins top down through their government, paying employees go shopping, stores get the money, stores pay their employees, those employees live in their regular homes, and it just circulates. And now we're feeding their economy, right, on a global scale, because the coin is recognized globally, right? So they don't have to worry about exchange rates, they don't have to worry about their dollar over there, okay? So here's the problem. Wait a minute, there's no control. Oh, we need control. So this is what they're trying to figure out right now. It's no secret, right? Smart money is moving up. Old money is moving down. I'm not going to call it dumb money, because it's not dumb. They're multi-billionaires and trillionaires out there. They're clearly not stupid people, okay? But the control is changing now. People are younger. They're smarter. They're playing with different things now, and they realize how to move money. That's what's happening right now, and you got to pay attention. Okay, essentially, bankers will be required to report your accounts of values above $600. I wanted to recap on that, because wait a minute, that's everybody. I mean, if you have less than $600 in your account, then you're probably not even putting your money in a bank account, right? So it's probably not reported. I'm sure there's plenty of people out there that have more than $600, right? But the point of the fact is bam, they're all over you, okay? And like I said, it's not restricted to just personal. It's business, it's investment, it's cryptocurrency, right? They're getting all on us. And my question is, I had a bunch of questions here. One, is this patriotic anymore? Where's the patriotism? Because now it's not about, the beautiful US. Now it's about, damn, what are you doing? It's not starting to feel too free anymore. What's going on there? Is there reason? What is the reason to stay faithful when we had zero say in the borrowing of the money, closing businesses, bailing out the multi-trillion-dollar and billion-dollar corporations, and all the other scams that were happening with EIDL and PPP and that money? No one had any say in that, right? But now they take our money so they can play catch up. What? So that's what I'm talking about. Like, we're getting a little scandalous here. This is like, come on, dude. Like, this isn't fair anymore, right? So when does this end? Where does it end? Okay? Is this a sledgehammer that pushes us into the cryptocurrency movement? Is this going to be the big push? Because it's real simple. If we all go cryptocurrency and it maintains its value and everyone starts to play ball, right? And now the big whales that are in it can't pull out because it doesn't make sense anymore. Now it's like, okay, let's just go shopping from Bitcoin in the smaller numbers, or we use a smaller figure from Bitcoin or something thereof, right? Because everything, I mean, come on, Nas and Pusha T are they're investing into a new stream for music, right? That will be based off of blockchain for NFTs for selling music. Come on, dude. Everything is going that way. It's so much common sense that it's stupid. Like, it's like, come on, it's in your face, just slapping you. Come on, get in the game, get in the game, wake up, right? So, it looks like right now, based on what's happening, I can tell you before we all get hysterical here, and I created all this hype just now in this video. It's 2/3 of the voters of the independent community banking of America are against it right now. Okay, there is about a third that's still in it, like saying, hey, yeah, we should do this. We should not do this. But the point of the fact is it's tabled, and eventually it might just go through, and they're going to keep pushing it every way they can because they want to see what's in our account. They want to stop this whole thing, this whole movement, right? So people are scared. I want to know what you guys think. Tell me what you think. Is this something we should be worried about? Should we start planning ahead? Is offshore accounts the way to go? How safe is your money offshore? You know, you can put your money in the Dutch Antilles or something like that. But when those countries have failures and stuff like that, you know about what's a bail in and a bail out, right? If you don't, I suggest you research that. So if these countries have issues with their finances, what happens? You know, then it's not safe overseas either. Oh, well, then you keep it on a hot or a cold wallet because you want to, you know, stay on top of your money. But who's to say that when you plug it back in, it's worth anything, right? Because maybe the platform you want to move it over to is controlled, right? So we have to look at all those different things. Who's going to fix this? Who's the smart person that's going to come out there and create a system that avoids all of that crap and is a blockchain and allows us to safely store our money? It is the blockchain bank, and we're good to go. And it cannot be hacked. And in that bank, that blockchain bank, play ball, right? That's where we're at right now. Something that's going to be a global scale like that, where everyone can do everything. I know we have all these different wallets and everything and how they work. We need to do something that's going to consolidate it all. Okay. Hey, thank you guys. I'll holler at you.